We humans love patterns. They make the world feel simple, predictable, and safe. But sometimes, our hunger for patterns betrays us. That's where the hasty generalization begins, when we take one small piece of information and turn it into a rule for everything and everyone. It's that moment when someone says, "I met one rude person from that city, so they're all like that." Or when a single bad relationship turns into, "You can't trust anyone anymore." It feels logical in the moment, our brains crave certainty, but what we're really doing is jumping to conclusions without enough evidence. A hasty generalization is one of the most common logical fallacies. It happens when we draw a broad conclusion based on limited data. One story becomes the whole story. We see it in everyday life, in the news, in social media, in the way we talk about people, cultures, and even ourselves. The problem isn't just in logic, it's emotional. When you've been hurt, disappointed, or shocked, your mind quickly tries to protect you. So it creates shortcuts. If something bad happened once, I'll avoid it forever. That's how bias begins. That's how walls between people start to form. Imagine someone gets food poisoning at a restaurant once, suddenly, they swear never to eat there again. But maybe it was just one bad day, one unlucky meal. The person feels certain, but certainty doesn't equal truth. And this same thinking seeps into how we judge people. We meet one unkind person who belongs to a group, and suddenly, our brain connects that behavior to everyone in that group. It's lazy reasoning disguised as intuition. It's our way of making the world easier to categorize, even if it makes it less true. Social media amplifies this even more. One viral clip becomes proof of a whole system. One headline defines an entire population. We forget to ask, how many examples are there? What context is missing? Is this really representative? Hasty generalizations don't just distort how we see others, they also warp how we see ourselves. If you fail at something once, you might think, "I'm not good enough." If someone rejects you, your mind whispers, "I'll always be alone." You start building a self-image based on isolated moments. But those moments are not your identity, they're experiences, not definitions. This fallacy plays out in relationships too. Maybe someone you cared for broke your trust. Your heart builds a rule, everyone leaves. That rule feels protective, but it quietly destroys openness, curiosity, and connection. The truth is, life is full of exceptions. Every person, every event, every story has layers. The danger of hasty generalization is that it shuts down curiosity, the very thing that keeps us human. It says, "I already know how this ends," before the story has even begun. In psychology, this tendency connects with cognitive biases like confirmation bias, where we only notice things that prove our assumptions right. Once we've made a quick generalization, our mind keeps collecting evidence to defend it. We stop seeing clearly. We stop questioning ourselves. But awareness is the first step to undoing this pattern. Next time you catch yourself saying, "They always," or "people like that," pause. Ask yourself, how many times has this really happened? Is it the truth, or just a story my fear told me to feel safe? Even in our personal growth, this fallacy sneaks in. We try a new skill once and fail, and say, "I'm not talented." We open up to someone and get hurt, and say, "I'll never do that again." We make sweeping judgments from a single event, forgetting that learning, trust, and healing take time and repetition. The antidote to hasty generalization isn't complicated, it's curiosity. Instead of jumping to conclusions, we ask better questions. Instead of saying, "All people are like this," we can say, "Some people are, and some aren't." Instead of saying, "I always fail," we can say, "Sometimes I struggle, but I'm learning." It's subtle, but it changes everything. Because every time you resist the urge to generalize, you give reality a chance to show you more. In a world driven by speed, where opinions spread faster than understanding, taking that extra second to pause, to ask, to listen, becomes a radical act. Not everything you see once is the truth. Not everyone you meet represents everyone else. And not every mistake defines who you are. Maybe the wisest thing we can say is this: "I don't know yet. Let's find out." That's not weakness, that's strength. It's the strength to let truth be bigger than your assumptions. and the courage to let the world surprise you.